Well, today is the worst for technical issues. If you're trying to watch me right now, I appreciate you so much. I don't know what happened. Couldn't get my camera to work. So we're going with this version right here. We're just going to use the old webcam. We're going to go old school. I don't know what happened with my trusty camera. But hey, if you are here, thank you for sticking it out, giving it a try. Maybe you're watching the replay. That's cool too. I mean, this is a perfect example when you have a plan and you're excited about it, and then things start going a little wonky and they don't quite go according to the plan. So you kind of have to adjust on the fly, which I didn't do as fast as I wanted to. I didn't do that, but we're here now, and that's really amazing. So if you are here, I appreciate you. In fact, I was getting messages. Do I have to pay for this? No, nope. I'm gonna tell her, "No, just tech issues." How about that? It's it's real life. I want this to all be so perfect for you as a viewer. I want you to and part of my audience, I want this to be fun and uplifting and exciting. I want life to feel that way each and every day, but each and every day we are sometimes presented with a lot of challenges, and they make you want to feel like that. They make you want to just, why isn't it working? That's what I was feeling. Actually, I was saying, come on a lot, which wasn't helping. So I had to like take a breath and say, what's most important here? It's not the camera, it's the connection. It's you and I being connected right here, right now. So if you were trying to watch when we were supposed to start and that didn't work, hey, I apologize. But here we are now. Here we are now. So now that we are here, let's just talk. Have you ever felt sometimes I feel like, hi, can we just stop the world so I can get off for a minute? It's crazy. I'm tired of going in loops. I'm seeing the same patterns play out in the world, fear, anger, just so many opinions. There's just so much stuff. And with all of our access to technology, or social media, I should say, with all of our access to social media, then it it feels like crazy on repeat. It's sometimes just crazy on repeat. That's what the world feels like to me right now. And everyone has an opinion on what's working and what's not working, how things should be, how they shouldn't be. But here's what's important. You are important, how you feel in your life each and every day. So why are we having an energy party? That's what we're going to call it from now on. We're going to call it an energy party from now on. Every week, we're going to kick things off. I'm going to get this tech thing wrapped. You just wait. I'm gonna become a master of my camera. I should probably just turn it off. And and then we don't have to mess with that stuff. So the thing about this as well is that we are building something together. We're building something positive together, I should say. There's a lot of things building out there, but we're trying to build something positive. I want to have conversations here each and every week that are fun, uplifting, that create connection, that help you understand as well that you have a community. It doesn't matter where you live. I had someone last week. I was we were messaging, and she said something about feeling more lonely than any other time in her life. Like, this is the loneliest she's ever felt in her life. And I have felt that way, even though you could look at your life, oh, this is good. I should feel good. This is okay. I should feel good. But then you don't feel good. And then when you're alone so this is this is a community, and I want you to feel part of something here. But also, I want you to feel good when you're absolutely in your own energy too. So this could go two ways, right? So when you're alone in your own energy is when you feel best. You don't feel good around other people, or you're around other people, but you still feel alone or lonely. And then when you're alone, it's worse. So there could be that. But we don't want that. We want to build the energy. Energy, my friend, is how you manifest your best life. If your energy's in the stinker, then the results that you're going to see are going to be right in the stinker too. You're not going to get what you want. Energy is it's this magic. It's like a portal. It's a magic portal. You can open your energy and expand your energy and feel so amazing and healthy and vibrant and aligned. And that's when you know that you're not having all of those negative thoughts. Even if you see something out there in the world, even if whether it's a headline or it's the media or whatever, it could be something, at work or closer to home even, but it doesn't go unnoticed, but you're not impacted by it. You stay in your energy that makes you feel alive, makes you feel amazing. It's where you want to create something positive and something fun. So, this is where we want to come together and start to assess, what is my energy like? What have I been focused on? How have I been feeling? And the questions that I get the most, and one of them is, okay, but where do I begin? Where do I begin with this? I know I want to have better energy. I know I want to feel more positive, and I know that I want to live my best life. Those things to me also seem no brainer. Hello. Like, duh. Of course I want that. How? But how do I do it, Nicole? Like, that's what they'll say. But how do I do it? And where do I begin? What do I focus on first? Especially if don't you go self-judging yourself over there. If I say this next part, don't go, "Oh, yeah, that's me. That's how I feel. That's where I'm at." And what I'm going to say now is, even if you have a lot of areas in your life that feel messy, or you have a lot of areas in your life that are not up to par, they're not where you want, it's not your best life. You were to say, here's what my best life looks like. Here's how I would want my life to be so amazing. So this, so this, so this. And you start to call all of that out and you say, but I'm nowhere near that. My life's not like that. It's a mess. I've been ignoring this. I haven't been doing that. It is amazing to me, and I don't say this with judgment. I say this with love. I say with love, lots of love. How many women in our consults when we start chatting to, like, okay, I know I want to live my best life, but where do I begin? What do I do first? How do I even know what to focus on? Because it feels like so much and there's so many overwhelming things. Or just like the woman that we were chatting this week, and she was saying how this is the loneliest she's ever felt in her life, or the most alone she's ever felt. She started listing off all these questions. Should I do this? Should I do this? Do I do this? Or should I do that? Or should I do this? And let me tell you, each and every question she dropped on me was a big question. It wasn't, should I get my groceries at Metro Market or at Festival? It wasn't like a question like that. Of course, I would say Festival. Hello, Festival is my favorite grocery shop because it's so friendly. Everyone says hello. Everyone, every employee you walk by, "Hi, hello, good morning." I like it. I'm not gonna lie. I like it. Eye contact. They're making eye contact. That's what this is about. This is exactly why we're having an energy party, because I want to go through my life feeling connection with other cool human beings. That's the way I want to feel. Okay, back to what I was saying. We're not talking small questions. Okay. And if you're there, say hi. Hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Um, it These were big questions. Basically, what should I do with my entire life? Should I do this gigantic big move in my life, or should I just do this gigantic big move in my life? And you know what? Those are big questions. And you know what big questions require? They require big energy, because when we have big energy, don't you feel different? When your energy is amazing and you feel full of life and you feel inspired and excited. Um, I even keep little reminders. I keep little reminders. Hello. My friend was here from Arizona, not last week, week before. And we went to the park and we painted rocks. That's what we did. So one side said create and one inspire, and I kept it for myself. I made her one too. But when I want to, like, oh, I want to be inspired, I put my inspired side on. When I want to create, I put my create side on, because these are different hats we must wear. We must wear our inspired hat, our creator hat. We must wear our confident hat. You see, it can't just be, oh, I have all of these big things I want to change in my life, and I should just rattle them out like the grocery list. Should I get green apples or red apples this week? That's not how I want. I mean, can you get to the point where you make these big decisions just like that? Sure. But also, uh, y- to make these monumental decisions, if you keep bouncing back and forth like that, should I this? Should I this? Should I this? Where do I begin? What do I do? What should I do first? Should I? And it's exhausting. You're just spinning around in circles. Like I said, hello, can you stop the world so I can get off for a minute? And I can just tune in. I can tune in and I can feel something that I want to feel about what I want to do. I could pull in these big questions, but sit with them like a friend. The the energy right now in the world is so chaotic, and everyone, it feels like everyone's screaming. Feels they're talking in all caps. That's what it feels like when I read some of the posts. And of course, everyone who posts something on the internet, they're posting it in a way that you should agree with them. And if you don't, well, you're a dum dum or whatever. We'll say dum dum, right? So that's not true. So these big questions, where do I begin? How do I do this? Just start. Just start with something simple. It might not even feel related, might not feel related. And I want to know, what are your questions about your energy, manifesting your best life, making changes? What gets you hung up? What gets you stuck? What makes you feel maybe that you're not making progress? Or how do I know if I'm making the right decision? How do I know if I'm focusing on the right area to make good changes and improve my energy? You want to, if you want to know, the fastest way to improve your life is improve your energy. I'm gonna say that again. The fastest way to improve your life, I know you might think, get rid of this person, um, cut off social media. And those things are all true. You might cut off social media. You might eliminate relationships that are negative. You don't like them. They're not fun people. You know who you want to hang out with, like I do. I was just having a conversation this morning. I want to hang out with people that when our time is done for that hangout, I want the next day to be the next hangout that fast. Like, can we do this again tomorrow? Those are the people I want to hang out with in my life. Not, whew, glad I got that done for a while. No, no, no. So if you want to improve your life, you want to manifest your best life, the fastest way to do that is to improve your energy. Because the moment that you improve your energy, you expand. You're open to good things. Your mindset is going to shift. Now, how do you improve your energy? Well, you come to the energy party every Monday when Nicole gets her tech set up right and we start on time. No, but you come here every week and let's chat about that, because I can give you a bunch of general tips. There's a lot of ways to improve your energy, millions, millions. I could tell you a gajillion ways to improve your energy, but what about for you in your life? What are your circumstances? What's happening for you that's making you feel tripped up or stuck or, ugh, same mess, different day? Why is that? Right? Making you feel like that. Maybe it's, maybe it is relationships. Maybe it is your job. Maybe it's your job environment. Sorry, I'm flipping my screen there to make sure I didn't miss anything. It can also, I mean, I look at people, perspectives, and environment. Those things will mess with your energy. And when I say environment, that could be your external environment, your working space, um, Could be your car, I don't know. Your room, it could be in your house, it could be your office, could be your desk, external environment. Where you live, yes. Now this, let me be really clear. For example, I live in the Midwest, in case you can't tell by the way I talk. I live in the Midwest, so we're going through a season change right now. No, we're coming out of summer and we're heading into fall, which means it's going to start getting dark earlier. We keep hoping they're gonna just throw out that daylight savings thing, but hasn't yet. And it's going to get cold. And so fall is okay. The reason I like when fall first hits, because by the time of our end of summer, it's Bugville around here. It's just massively Bugville. So mosquitoes and bees. And don't get me wrong, don't kill the bees. That's not what I'm saying. But sitting outside, being outside is a different experience. So then we switch our gears. We get into fall. Fall's fun. Yay. Ooh, a little chilly. New clothes, pull out your clothes, your warm clothes, whatever. And then it's going to be winter. And so some people get caught up in, I'm so miserable because I live in the cold. I'm so miserable, but I've seen really happy people who live in the cold. So I don't want to feel miserable for 3 to 4 months or more every year because of where I live. There are things that environment is, and I'm just saying that let's look at the people in our lives. Let's look at our perspectives of everything, and let's look at our environment, internal and external, and let's assess what can I do something about. I can change my perspective about my environment. I can change the items in my environment so they make me happy. Going through another one of those phases right now where everything's getting a little splash of color in my house because somehow I wound up in a very neutral brown, beige. I don't know. I'm just not a brown beige. It's not my personality. So I need some color. We're getting color pops over here. Um, Lots of paint. Anyway, the point is that when we start to look at those things, if you want to improve your life, improve your energy. How do you improve your energy? Pick. Pick anything. But I'll tell you one of the fastest ways to improve your energy is to eliminate something that's been bugging you. Maybe the something is a someone, but eliminate something that's been getting on your nerves. That's not working for you anymore. When you look at it, you're like, ah, because every time you look at whatever that thing is and you go, ah, it gets worse. It's like you're feeding that monster. So then your energy, it doesn't just stay. Wouldn't it be nice? Yeah, your energy doesn't just this one room of my life I don't like. So, but if I shut the door and pretend it's not there, then the energy just stays that way. That's not how it works. It's energy is it's everywhere you're going, and we can try to distract ourselves, pretend. I can pretend I don't see it. Don't see that over there in my life, but it's gonna come out somewhere. That energy's coming out somewhere. What is happening? No. Spam text, don't need it. It's going to come out somewhere. So you tell me, like when you look at right now, just let's do a little energy assessment. Let's just do a little energy assessment. By the way, you could get a free energy audit at my website at the end of this week. So that's going to be exciting. So you can really assess the 4 areas. So we're looking at your spiritual, emotional, mental, physical, and a lot of I know I can be really good at sort of dominating one of the areas and then sort of not paying attention to one of the other ones. But I've gotten really good at knowing that they all work together. So you want to assess. So let's do a little quick energy assessment. If you look, just take a little step back, step over here with me. We're going to do this together. Now let's just look, do a little scan through your life. You're going to know which ones are really rocking because you're going to love looking at those. And then that's already coming up. If you have an area in your life that doesn't feel fun or you don't like, nah, you're already not. It's coming in already. There's no way you can stop it. If there's an area of your life that is not your level 10, whatever that looks like for you, because your level 10 could be different than mine, but if there's an area of your life that's not a level 10, you're already trying not to look at it, but boop, there it is. I call it the pink elephant. because it's funny. And here's what I mean by that. I call it the pink elephant. The pink elephant is when I say to you, ready? Don't think about a pink elephant. Don't think about a pink elephant. No matter what you do, ignore the pink elephant in your mind. Don't think about the pink elephant. You see, boop, there he is. It's my pink elephant because we negate the don't. Your soul is like, stop ignoring this. It's what's holding us back. Stop pretending it's okay. Stop telling yourself it's fine. It's not fine. Your soul's here for the party. It's not here. Nothing against pink elephants, but it's not here for the pink elephant. It wants what it wants. And your soul is here for the best experience possible. And that's the energy party, my friend. That's when life starts to get really interesting. When you are eliminating what's not working for you, bye. See ya. Get that out of here. Don't need it. Want this. Don't want that. When you start getting really decisive like that and eliminating what's not working for you, your energy just goes through the roof. You feel lighter. You feel more alert. You feel more on top of the world. You feel more possible. You feel more inspired, creative. You feel like you could do anything. And and that's why I always say too, just start with the simplest thing. It might be go empty your garbage can. Sometimes that sounds so like, what? I'm going to change my life, so I should go empty my garbage can. And the reason I say that, yeah, because it's so simple and easy, but it's a great example. I don't know about you. We've had moments here, and I've had them in the past, but I've gotten better because I know if I'm really shoving the shit down in my garbage can and I'm not emptying the garbage can, I just keep, and then it gets taller and you're trying to, I can just put one more thing on there. It's such a representation of my energy. What am I shoving down? What am I piling on top? Why haven't I emptied this out? Why am I not clearing something so simple as the garbage in my garbage can? Because my mind is telling me, I don't want to do that. I don't have time for that. I'll do it later. And then I don't. And then I go to throw something. So now I go, oh, that's almost full. I'm going to throw it out. And something that simple has become kind of significant for me because when I do it, I feel like I'm taking care of business. I feel like something as simple as taking out the garbage makes me feel like I'm taking care of business. I'm doing the stuff I don't want to do so I can focus on the things I do want to do. And when you clear your energy, that's what happens because you're no longer expending all of this energy on what you don't want to even think about. That's that is using your energy too. Trying to force yourself to ignore something or not deal with it, pretend it's not there. Even if you feel like you're not doing something, you're doing something. You are using energy to prolong your misery. You're using your energy to shove away the things you don't want to think about. I'm saying, what if? Now, wait, what if not only did you assess and address what you don't like that's happening, but what if we could make it fun? What if we could make it simple? I can't tell you it'll always be easy because sometimes the things in our life, they do require big energy, they require big attention, and we have to focus. We have to do that. So it's not always easy. And oh, yeah, oh, yeah, that's right. Sometimes, most times, actually, probably 99% of the time, it involves other people. There's some way that other people in relationships play into this mix. So that can be what makes it not easy. But if we could simplify the doingness, if we could make it feel fun, fun is also empowering. When something's fun, I feel really empowered. I feel like I can do anything. When I'm having fun, I'm not thinking about how hard something is. Oh, it's so hard. It's really fun. I'm not doing that. Unless I'm working out, but even then, I mean, yeah, it would be nice if I could just look that way, right? Just do that. But what if we could do that? What if we could make the process simple and fun? Well, that might make a difference because in my mind, I think that everything that the big stuff that I want to change in my life doesn't feel fun. It doesn't feel simple. It feels complicated. It feels hard. It feels, ugh, it's a lot of conflict, Oh yeah. And it might even, involve other people. And I'm not good at confrontation. So then our beliefs start to play in. Let's just stop doing all of that. This is why I started a new community. This is and the women that are coming to the community, a hair in my eye, ow, ow, ow. uh, sorry, that was probably loud. Uh, they're in for yeah, I want it to be fun. I want it to be simple. And as much as there's tools and resources in there, they're really in there for the community. They're in there for our live calls where we do go deeper into things like this, the how, the what, how much, the when. When do I focus on what and how? Whoop, whoop. How do I do that? Right? Or you can even level up. And this is why designing your destiny by design is absolutely about your energy, mastering your energy. When you do that, you know what's working, you know what's not working. You're making intuitive decisions. There's no intuitive maybe, my friend. Way too much intuitive maybes going on out there. Should I this? Well, maybe this, or maybe this, or maybe this. Maybe, 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 maybe. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. You know what maybe does? Nothing. Nothing. No thing. Maybe keeps you right where you are. Well, except we're never really right where we are because energy is always moving and shifting. And if you are not moving in the direction of the life you really want, the best life, the joyful life, the whatever, fill in the wonderful blanks life, well, then you're going in the other direction and you're moving farther away from it. No, that's not good either. So, this is about you asking yourself, what in my life, taking that scan again, what in my life feels heavy, sticky, icky, crunchy, grumpy, awkward, empty, dark? What's coming up? You have to tell me. So you would have to tell me, here's what I'm noticing when I scan the areas of my life, when I take that 360 view, here's what I notice. Here's what I noticed that I didn't want to see. Here's what I noticed that didn't feel good. Here's what's coming up for me about that. Here's why I don't like what I see. And you know what's on the other side of that? What you do want. Yeah. And when we remove the things that are not working for you, what you do want flows very easily. And it's so there's, when we talk about manifesting or making it real. So let's not talk about manifesting as this airy fairy thing. Because that's sometimes what it has been labeled as. When you talk about manifesting, people think it's very airy fairy. Oh my god. Yeah, just manifest it. Poof. Manifesting does have a process to it. You don't just like, okay, but I really want this. And then, oh my God, there it is. But it can feel like that. That's the truth. It can feel that way. It can feel like I just thought about that the other day and I was so excited and oh my God. And now it showed up. It can feel like all I did was think about it and poof, there it was. I had it happen so many times. I have so many stories about things I manifested that I didn't know how I was going to make them happen. I only knew that I wanted it. And the process had everything to do with my energy and how I showed up. Yes. Yes, I had to show up. That's correct. I had to show up in the right energy. Energy again, what's determining energy? mindset, my mental state, my beliefs, my perspective, my physical state, which is also, these are all connected, my emotions, energy and motion, right? So now I'm working with my emotions. Oh, that's right. Emotions are a source of empowerment. They're an empowerment tool. They're not just bad guys and good guys. I know we like to label some of them bad guys, but that's not really fair, especially because you have the emotions. We all have and are created with. Thank you. Thank you for creating us with this full range of emotions. It's time to stop hating on emotions like anxiety, anger, um, sadness. If we did not have those emotions, how the hell would we know where we are emotionally? How would we know where we are energetically? We have to start embracing them all. I'm not saying live with it every single day. Oh, well, I have anxiety. Sorry to burst your one of a kind bubble. You're one of a kind in great ways. So am I. But not that you're the only one that has anxiety, and I don't say that to be a meanie, I'm just saying to be funny, like, yeah, sorry, but you're not the only one that has it. We do. We all have anxiety from time to time, and if we learn how to use it, if we learn how to harness it, if we learn how to say, "There you are. What are you trying to tell me? What do I need to pay attention to?" So that little scan you did of your life, if there was an area that you went, "Ooh, mm," you don't want to ignore that and wish that emotion wasn't there. You want to acknowledge it, let it emerge. Ooh, I'm feeling some kind of way when I look at that area of my life. It's coming up for me. Oh, Nicole, I'm feeling the stuff I don't like to feel. Ding, 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 ding. Winner. You're winning because you're noticing what you notice. Now don't go shoving it back down and pretend it's not there. That's where I have to take your prize back. You don't get that. Okay. This is, oh, wait, something's coming up. I'm feeling this. I'm noticing what I notice. And now I need to create a plan to make some changes. Now, that might require support, tools, definitely knowing and trusting your intuition, and then implementing, showing up, implementing these changes. This is again where this is where my clients, so my clients are, they're fully aware of what they don't like. They got it. They're dialed into that. In fact, when I say, if you could have anything the way that you want it, anything the way that you want it, what would you want? They start telling me what's not working. It's so, they're so in the groove. This isn't working. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I go, "Wah, wah, 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 wah." That's not what I asked you. I asked if you could have anything that you want and you can, what would that be? And you started telling me everything you don't want. I did. Oh, I did. They're kind of surprised. So my clients, when they come to work with me, they're really clear about what's not working, what they don't like, what they wish was different. They're not so clear on what to do about it. They're not always so clear. Okay, but okay, they might even think, okay, here's what I think I need to do. And they might even be right on that. Okay, they might have that dialed in too. But if it involves other people, that's where things go really wonky because they're like, oh, but wait, I'd have to have nope, nope, nope. All right. So the empowerment piece and the support, that's where they're not always dialed in. That's where they don't always have that. It would be a beautiful thing if each and every one of us had a full circle of people in our lives that fully supported our dreams, our goals, our decisions. I believe in you. You're so great. I know you got this. That would be amazing, right? To have some all just all people in your life from birth. Wouldn't that be amazing? From birth, everyone in your life that ever interacted with you, how different do you think you would have been along the way if every single person, you got this, here's what's great about you, here's what your gifts are, here's what your strengths are. But you know, part of this experience of being human is also that we are supposed to be challenged. We are here to also have conflict, contrast. Why? Because it gets you so clear. Even if everyone in your whole life told you how amazing and great and wonderful you are, you could still somehow develop doubts. Because you would think, well, if I'm so great and I'm so wonderful and I have all these things, why didn't I get what I wanted there? So then we would start to develop beliefs about something. So it's really good if it's great to surround yourself with the right people and have the right support. I do think we would have a different experience, of course. But I also know that my clients that have had some of the biggest breakthroughs, it's from learning from their biggest non-believers, from some of the people who have challenged them in a negative way the most, because they were able to give themselves something that they couldn't get from that person. This is the key. Giving yourself what you need to make the changes when you have the right support, when you have the right guide. Hello, hello. Hi, Nicole over here. Energy coach, joy healer. That's what I do. Right? When you have the right guide and the right coach to ask you the right kind of question at the right moment, and you go, wait, what? I never thought about it like that. That's a key of a breakthrough, by the way. I never thought about things like that. I never thought of it that way. I'll ring the bell. Maybe you should. Maybe you should think about it like that. Oh, and there are a lot of people out there that don't want you to think for yourself. They want you to buy into their way, whether it's a personal relationship or out in the world. See things my way. And even if it's someone in your personal life, it's not always intentional. It's sometimes their fear. It's their fear. I don't want you to see that I have fear, so I'll make you feel wrong. I don't want you to see that I don't actually have all the answers, so I'll make you feel lost. Okay. So this could be happening, not always intentionally. Like, not everyone is, I'm a bad guy. Okay. Some people just don't know. They don't know what's happening or how they're coming across. It's just happening that way. So when you have the right guide, the right support, you have the right community, you have the right people around you, you have the right tools. And I mean, when I say right, I mean that you just feel like that. You just feel relaxed. You feel open. You feel free to just speak freely. Eric and I hung out with my aunt and uncle this weekend, and we just had the most fun. But her and I were kind of laughing because, as you might imagine, we sometimes dominate the conversation. Anyway, we were just hanging out, we were playing a game, having some pizza, just having a nice hangout, just chatting away, and I woke up the next day and I just felt so happy. Just felt so happy. I was thinking about our hangout and I was realizing, wow, those are people that I I don't even remember specifically. I do remember, but specifically what we talked about. But when you're with people where you're really being yourself, you're not, filtering, holding back. You're not worried. Oh, can I say this? Shouldn't I say that? Should I have said that? Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. When you're just with the right people, things are just flowing, conversations going, you're just having a good time, you're laughing, you're doing a lot of yes, yes, exactly. When I'm with the right people, I'm like, exactly. Right. We're doing this thing. When my friend was here, we were painting rocks. We were doing She would start a sentence and I would just chime in with I already knew where she was going. I would just chime in with my thoughts and she'd go, "Thank you. That's what I thought." And so you're just having this connection. This is why I start communities, because when women come together and feel that way, that's where the magic happens. So if you're looking through your life and you did a little assessment today here with us and you found some areas. In fact, drop it in the comments. Doesn't even have to be what it is. Okay. But as simple as work, career, job, relationship. It could be health, could be environment, whatever area you saw where the energy did not feel great. You're not the only one. I'm just telling you, just you calling it out, that's the first step. Yeah, this isn't working for me. I want something better. I want something improved, and I'm going to do the work to do it. Now, if you want my help with that, we can also do that. We can talk about it together. Okay. We can absolutely talk about it together, but not just talk about it like, tell me what's going on, girl. How bad's it been? What's up? Okay. Not like that. More like, let me have it. What did you notice? What's coming up for you? What do you want instead? What's getting in the way? What else have you tried? How long are you willing to wait? Where do you feel like things get foggy? And not like hammering you with questions, but actually pulling your truth out. That's what I do. Pull your truth out. And in a way that feels really liberating. And it's not a judgy space, it's a powerful space. It's saying, you know what? Damn it, you're right. Every day. I was cutting the grass as we wrap things up here. Again, sorry for being late. But I was just cutting the grass yesterday, working on some art projects, doing Sunday type things. And I was enjoying cutting the grass. And I was having this thought, you know, tomorrow, it wasn't like a downer thought. It was just a tomorrow, life could change. It could be entirely different, just like that. And where I will look back at cutting the grass as something maybe that I miss doing or something I wish it was as simple as when I was just cutting the grass. We spend so much of our lives. I said this to Eric last night. What is most sad to me is how much of our lifetime we spend worried, upset, confused, lonely, frustrated, annoyed, angry, all of those emotions that are supposed to be very temporary and only available to give us a read on where we're at energetically. But so much of our time here on the planet in this beautiful life that we've been given, we invest in misery and looking at things from a perspective that we can't do it. It's too hard. It's it's not where I want it to be. How much of our lives do we spend thinking, I'm not where I'm supposed to be? It should be better than this. I should be there already. And we literally miss the simplicity that is where like joy is so simple. It's so simple. And it's really time to start healing our joy and not stay so fixated in the emotional states that steal our joy, but simply use those miserable emotional states to shift to a better feeling place to get back to our joy. That is what healing joy is about. And that is what is required right now. And absolutely, we must focus on that. So each and every week, right here, every Monday at noon, no, I promise, at noon, I promise that I'll get the tech figured out so we kick off on time. But every Monday, right here, we're going to have an energy party and talk about energy, talk about how to manifest your best life using your energy and answer your questions. So, yes, bring your questions. Yes, drop them in the comments. This is where it becomes a fun conversation. I can see them when you drop them as long as everything's working. And I haven't had it fail yet. But as long as things are working, then we can answer the questions live. We can have a conversation. We can chat about that. So each and every Monday, right here on YouTube, that's what we're doing. We're building a community. We're starting a conversation and we're having an energy party because that's how you manifest your best life with your energy. So let's get it to a place where everything feels simple and fun and easier and light so that you can show up and say, okay, it's a new day. Oh my gosh, I'm here. Hello, universe. I'm here. I'm ready for the party. I'm all in. This is what I want. Here's how I want it. Here's what I'm doing to get it. I'm showing up and I want to be the person that lights up the room when I walk in. I want to be the person that when someone thinks about me, they light up inside. That's my mission. I should say that's really my purpose. My mission is to help you become because your light matters. Your light matters in this world. And the party starts when your energy arrives. Am I right? I mean, I know. I just know if you're even here watching with me, I know that people say things to you like, I always feel better after I talk to you. I'm so glad that you were here tonight. I just thought about this and I just knew that I had to talk to you. You just always seem to say things in a way that makes me feel better, or I see things in a different light. Your light matters. So the energy party is officially kicked off. It's what we're doing. I will see you back here live on Monday. But if you want to have a chat about your energy, how to manifest your best life using your energy, I can help you with that. Drop the word energy down in those comments or reach out to me. And yeah, let's keep the party going. Okay. So until next time, bye for now. And I'll see you next Monday.